Now, I'm not sure how everybody says this medicate or this. Um,
Troponin.
yeah, I wouldn't have said troponin. I was going to say, well, I'll say troponin now because you said it. Now I can't remember how I said it. What is the correct code for elevated troponin without mention of any definite diagnosis? Okay, very good. So what we've got here is what actually is troponin, and it's creatine kinase. Or that's probably not how you say it either, but that's how I say kinase. Um, and sometimes they call that CKs. So the ICD9, they want to know what's the ICD9 code for that. Well, see, it's kind of a problem because this is also known as CPK, and it's phospo-creatine kinase, or kinase, I say kinase, and sometimes wrongfully as creatine kinase. It's an enzyme present primarily in the heart and the skeletal muscles and also in the brain. Now, what happens when you have these enzymes going on? If these levels aren't just at the proper level for everything, then it'll give people a heart attack. It will make you have horrible muscle spasms, or you can have seizures. So everybody usually doesn't think about the chemical balance of your body, but you really are made up of a whole batch of chemicals, and if they're just not right, you can have some nasty repercussions. So any injury to any of these structures will lead to a measurable increase in CK levels. So that means, let's say a person's walking down the street and they get hit on the head with a baseball, because they're walking by a game or something. Okay, so you think, okay, they're walking around, they're fine, and everything. And then all of a sudden they have this seizure and they're taken to the hospital and they're really, really sick because trauma to the brain makes these levels go wacky. Let's say a person is oh gosh, think about those women who get the what's that called when you keep quit eating? I obviously don't have that problem. I'm nice and fluffy, but anorexica. Okay, so that's why it doesn't come to mind,
Fluffy.
right? The, anorexia. Okay, so they're not eating. Their body is literally eating off of itself, but your levels, your enzyme levels and stuff like that, all get screwed up, and they'll have seizures. They can have a heart attack, but that's usually what kills these people that suffer from that. Not necessarily it's the chemical imbalances and stuff from the body, not necessarily just the not eating. But that being said, 790.5 other non-specific abnormal serum enzyme levels. So, the troponin is a complex of 3 regulatory proteins that is integral to muscle contractions in the skeleton and cardiac muscle. Elevated troponin levels indicate myocardial injury, but may occur in critical ill patients. Okay, so as we scroll down, ICD9 codes for elevated troponin. Again, what is the best code? There is no ICD9 code specifically for this particular enzyme or what's going on. Now there may be an ICD-10, but there is not for ICD-9. So what's the best code to use? 790.99. Other abnormal findings of examination of, and I think it's scroll down, blood. So with this definition, we
Cliffhanger.
would need to use 790.99 for the elevated troponin. Now, as a coder wanting to know how to be educated on this stuff, that's where you really have to go and do the research. And if you're dealing with stuff like this, you're going to have to go in and understand what some of these are. This is not a common thing that happens, guys. This is very rare, but it does happen. And I don't want to scare you and make you think that you've got to know what all of these enzymes and stuff are. If you come across something like this, you can usually query the doctor and say, okay, I'm not really sure I understand what this is. What's troponin? How, what do I need to know so I can code to the highest specificity, and then get that information. So it's not something that you would just know. I would say you would have to investigate to get this, okay? Unless you really deal with blood and enzymes all the time.
Great. And I wanted to share, this is a site I use on how to pronounce things. It's called
Oh, good.
How just say, I don't know, .com. But I put in kinase, and I don't know, I don't think you could hear it when I did it. Did you?
No,
It's
I can't hear it.
kinase or kinase is what he
Kinase,
said. Yeah. So now I'm going to try troponin.
troponin. I still think Laureen talks funny, guys, so I always giggle to myself. But then I have this thing about accents, so
Troponin. Wait a minute. One more time.
no E.
Troponin.
Troponin. That troponin. That's how I said it wut the "ine." That's how I was saying it to myself earlier today. Troponin
Sure,
is what. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right, very good.
See, you don't have to be perfect to be a coder, guys.
Get more CPC exam tips, coding certification training, and CEU credits. Go to www.codingcertification.org.